Hey guys, Shinmiri here, and we're back with another deck guide, this time looking at Filvandrel Good Stuff, a Scoia'tael deck that I've been having a lot of fun and success recently on the ladder with. This deck has a relatively straightforward game plan and strategy, so if you or your friend is looking for an easy deck to start off with, then I definitely would recommend trying this one out. Why is this deck called Good Stuff? Well, Good Stuff refers to the fact that this deck plays no engines. It doesn't play any units that are vulnerable to removal or lock. And most of these cards get their value immediately when you play them. This deck has one of its strengths is that it doesn't rely on winning round one or having last say. It just outvalues opponents with good cards, a lot of removal, and some hand buff carryover. It's quite consistent as it has 4 thinning. Roach, the Witchers, as well as Volunteers. Volunteers is a card that recently got buffed in the latest patch. It used to be roll-locked to melee, which meant that you probably couldn't really use it outside of decks that were all in on dwarves. Now that it's not roll-locked to melee anymore, cards like Dwarven Agitator, that's roll-locked ranged, can actually provide a dwarf body to help pull out the Volunteers. And now you can run it. You can run these Mahakam Volunteers in a deck that only plays like 6 dwarves. And the Volunteers really help you get the consistency that you need to draw all your good cards. If you draw all your good cards in this deck by round 3, you only have to play 3 bad cards in the course of a game. The bad cards I'm talking about are these 8 4-provision bronzes. Over the course of a 16-card game, you only have to play 3 of these, which means that you can play them in round 1, a round that you don't care about winning. And cards like Dwarven Agitator get you carryover value. These guys get you 2 to 4 carryover depending on if you're buffing Sheldon or not. So, a couple of card highlights in this deck, a couple of combos that we can use. So, Synthesis, Unicorn, and Chironex is a great combo. With Filvandrel here, you actually buff your Unicorn and Chironex to 5 most of the time, which makes it hard for opponents to remove because their Chironex or their Enraged Ifrit only does 4 damage, and your Chironex or Unicorn is going to be at 5 points. That allows you to put the big Unicorn buff on your immunes to Synthesis. So you'll have probably something like 17 points to Synthesis if everything works perfectly to be immune and your opponent can't interact with it. Locking in that Caldwell value, being able to play Caldwell for 10 points for only 8 provisions because you've got that immune super tall dragon on the board. Another combo is Synthesis and Milva, not really synergizing with each other that much, but they're both immune units. They're both proactive plays. You normally want to play Milva before Synthesis, as this Scoia'tael card will buff Milva. But what it allows you to do is it allows you to stall 2 turns without putting any sort of valid target for your opponent on the board, and forces your opponent to find proactive plays. That can be awkward for a lot of decks in the meta right now. So that's also a big strength for this deck. You have the Caldwell, who might betray you if you don't have the Synthesis Unicorn combo, but you also run 2 locks in this deck. You run Morin and Ciaran. And they're both able to lock allied units. So they're both able to lock Caldwell and prevent him from betraying you if things go wrong. Being able to lock allied units is also really helpful for cards like Sabrina. So they're flexible. They're very flexible. I think Morin is a really great card that hasn't seen much play in the meta, but she is a direct upgrade to Ciaran for only 1 more provision. She gets 7 value if you don't need the lock, and the 2 damages can kill Thrive units that are very popular in the meta, like right now with Drowners and Neckers and so on. So the general game plan of this deck is to lose a short round 1 without losing on even cards, while getting rid of the bad cards, the 3 or 4 bad cards that you need to play. So the coin flip at the start of the game has a pretty big impact on this deck. If you're going second, you don't care about how slow tempo you play in round 1. You can play super slow and you can never get punished because when you pass, your opponent will always have 1 fewer card than you. But if you're going first in round 1, you need to make sure that when you pass, your opponent still has to play 1 more card. So you can't just play like Agitator, Agitator, Harka Healer and expect to be able to pass at that point. You're probably going to have to commit Witchers and Roach, plus maybe an Agitator, maybe Volunteer or something like that. You just have to keep in mind how much tempo your opponent can dish out in one turn and always be one step ahead of that. That will guarantee that you don't lose round 1 uneven, and that's important. So round 2 is actually a very crucial round for this deck. Most likely you lost round 1 up a card, and your opponent's going to have a tough decision to make. Do they play it safe, dry pass or pass at 7 cards and give a long round 3 on even cards? That's good for you because you get to carry over your leader for full value in round 3, buffing 10 cards. And it's also scary for the opponent because Filvandrel is traditionally known to play a lot of engines. Hand buff synergy cards like King of Beggars, Hawker Smuggler, and Mahakam Defender. They might not be feeling very comfortable going into a long round 3 against Filvandrel. Now, on the other hand, if they want to bleed Filvandrel, then they're going to be at risk of losing card advantage for round 3. If you can keep up tempo with them, then you can secure your card advantage. And with our deck, it's actually relatively easy to do. We have a lot of high tempo plays for round 2, such as Cleaver, Caldwell. Maybe you've even saved Witchers or Roach for round 2. You have maybe some carryover from Agitator that you played in round 1. It's a tough situation for the opponent to be in a lot of times, and you can take advantage of that. You're also going to have to make an important decision in round 2, and that is, should I use my leader ability? And if so, when should I use my leader ability? The rule of thumb is that if your opponent goes from 7 to 6 cards in hand, that's a sure tell sign that they're going to push you, or they are pushing you in round 2. By that point, if you haven't used your leader yet, you definitely should. Sometimes it might even make sense to use your leader on the very first play of round 2. Depending on what your opponent's first play is, and depending on what leader they are, you can get a good sense of whether they're intending on bleeding you or not. So if you think that they're going to bleed you, then just use Filvandrel as early as possible so that you get the most points out of him. Now, there's always exceptions to the rule. I know I said that normally we want to lose round 1 up 1 card, but against certain decks, you always lose or you're at a huge disadvantage in a long round 3. And if that's the case, then you need to win round 1, and sometimes you need to be the bleeder instead of the one getting bled. So if you find yourself against such a matchup and you need to win round 1, that's when you can commit your leader at the start of round 1 to try to push round 1 and then bleed round 2 and go into a short round 3 with cards like Synthesis, Unicorn, Kyrenex, and a buffed up Sheldon. Just like with other decks, sometimes you have to adapt and change your strategy when the situation calls for it. So that's going to be it for this deck guide. We have 2 great games for you guys to watch, one going second, one going first. Hope you guys enjoy. Leave a comment below on what you think about the video. Let me know how to improve for next time. And have a great night. See you next time. Okay. A lot of huge bird. A lot of huge bird going on here. Almost punished. One goat. Easy. Actually, should I kill it right away, or should I play Milva? Am I going to be playing Milva this round? I'm on red, so I don't really need tempo. I don't think I need to win the round. I think I just need to save my good stuff for round 3. So I am just going to kill it. Yeah, and if I don't kill it, he might buff it with tactical advantage. He might think twice next turn and end up buffing it with tactical advantage, then I'm sad. He's playing commandos. I don't have a lock on me. Don't have either my Ciaran or my Morin. Kieran or my Morin. Let's just get the volunteers out.
Can dwarves fight?
When we thin, then we probably try to get away with playing agitators, and then maybe play witchers.
Elves must die!
A lot of tempo.
We've lived in isolation for too bloody long!
I missed times when all 3 rounds mattered. Did they really?
Odd. Feeling a bit of deja
I mean, all 3 rounds still matter. Like, it just, you have some leeway in round 1. People still dry past round 2 all the time. Back in old Gwent. Alright, so I have 3 cards to do 17. This does 12. So we're easily good.
Our brothers in the valleys need us!
Yeah, the dry pass cancer of open beta.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
He's playing his garbage now. We have more garbage that we can play. Like the Dragoon. The Dragoon is potentially an answer to Sabrina. If we don't end up drawing these, maybe I want to keep it. I mean, I've played 3 bad cards already, and I'm going to play a 4th bad card in round 2. So I think we can pass now. We don't need to play any more bad cards. I could also just Witcher and thin. I need, what, 19 and 2? This is 12. Then I need a 7 if he passes. Means I need to play Kyrenex. I don't really want to commit the Kyrenex. If he happens to pass. I think we're going to pass here. He also hasn't played his Witchers, so he might bleed me in round 2. And if he tries to bleed me in round 2, then I need my Witchers to defend. What's some nice draws? Really nice draws. I don't think I'm going to take any mulligans here. If he passes, I can just drop the Dragoon now. And if he pushes, I can play Witchers.
Getting to work.
Yeah, really good. I think it was really good of me to keep Witchers.
A bit of respect. You're not.
Imagine I played Witchers in round 1. He doesn't have to play his Witchers because he's still really far ahead. He plays another garbage card, and then I pass, and then he plays Witchers in round 2, and then now I'm like, oh crap. He's gonna have to pass now, right? I'm up a card on even. Anything that he plays something, I can commit my leader and then play like Cleaver or something, and then just lock in the card.
Peace with humans? I buy that.
Okay, so we have the answer to the Sabrina. I have an answer for Ockfist here. Those are the 2 biggest ones that we need. And then I need another lock. Nice. Perfect. Don't want that. Don't think I need that. I would like one of these. Cool. Mullane would have been better, but that's fine. Don't need to complain about this hand. Alright, if we can't win with this hand against Sabrina, then I need to rethink what I'm supposed to do in this matchup. Because I have to be able to win with this hand. This hand is just insanely good. Should have kept movement for Avlok. I'm not that scared of Avlok. I could have also just played a Synthesis here and give him nothing to hit. That probably would have been better. I can play in 2 rows now because I have the double lock. I can play around a Lacerate. I can also just stack the front row. Oh shit. Okay, this is how we're gonna lose. Right? This is how we're gonna lose. Fuck. Because now he can play Sabrina on the same turn. He can play Sabrina on the same turn as he plays Hugebert. Play Sabrina, kill it with Ada, which is like losing a lot of points though. So maybe we're okay. I don't think I want to row stack anymore. Yeah, if he has to kill with Ada, then we're pretty happy. This does 6 damage right now, 5 damage next turn. Can still be used to kill a botchling. Or I could just use it now. I could just Chironex now. Save this. I think we're gonna do this. I don't want to hold this so long that it can't be used to kill anything anymore.
I'll manage. Don't you fret.
I'm not scared of Zeal. Right? Zeal doesn't do anything for him. Zeal doesn't activate Hugebert. I kind of think we ignore that for now. But I'm also scared of playing Caldwell a little bit. You could just kill it with Chironex. What's he gonna Zeal? Revenant? Yeah, he's gonna Revenant this. Okay. Let's kill it. Sure, why not?
For the king!
So now what? Oh, man. Tough. So this answers Akvist. This answers Sabrina. This answers Selkirk / Blaze. So do I leave this alive? This is a pretty scary engine. This is actually a pretty scary engine, so I don't think I can leave it alive.
Humans are not to be trusted.
What's he gonna get with Summoning Circle? Either Sabrina or Hugebert, right? 6 or 8 provisions. God damn it. I don't think I can afford to answer this anymore. So we have a choice here. We can unicorn the 1 or we can unicorn the Synthesis. He has last say, so he's always gonna get max value on Princess Ada on the Caldwell. I think we unicorn the 1.
A knight should help. Our codex commands it.
That's fine. That's actually fine. Don't think he's gonna have anything tall enough to threaten this. And I have actually the backup of locking the Caldwell with the Morin. If I really, really need to. He has a dragon in hand because he had this Zeal on the Ike. So he's got either Blaze or Akvist. Probably Akvist. This is going to go to 8 next turn. Then 9. There's the Akvist. I kill that with this.
Little as melons.
I mean,
You
we're up
want
45
dead
points. I think we have this game. Yeah, I mean, we have to have this game. I don't see how we can possibly lose. We're up 47 points, by the way. He summons Oh, he doesn't even have Sabrina or Huge Bird. He can only get one of them from this. So he gets Huge Bird from that. Yeah, we can't lose. Ada this or that. It's not a 30-point Huge Bird here. We answered both of his dragons. Okay. Easy. No, Hubert will not take Caldwell. He can't do it unless he does it one turn early. If he does it one turn early, then we just lock our Caldwell, and then we're fine. Whew. Alright, pretty convincing win. He didn't draw perfectly. We won by 11, right? Do we lose if his last card is either Hugebird or Sabrina? His Tainted Ale was worth 12. His Tainted Ale was worth 12. His Sabrina would have been worth 19. 20 minus 1. I think we still win. I think we still win. We had 5 units in the back row, right? So the Sabrina is worth 10 damage to the back row, times 2 because it buffs the Huge Bird. That's 20, and then it plays for -1 tempo. The Revenant gets a new body anyways, regardless of whether he has Ale or Sabrina. So yeah, I think it's 19 versus the Ale, which was worth 12, because it's 6 damage plus 6 boosts on the Huge Bird. Turns out to be 7 better. We still win. Ida is not necessary in that matchup? Yeah, I don't think so. And we did get red coin. We were able to throw away a lot of bad cards early. So that's good. I really like this deck. I like the idea of Morin. We're actually seeing a lot of lock value recently in the games that we played today. And she also has the backup of just getting 7 points if you don't have anything to lock. And both Morin and Ciaran can lock your Caldwell if things get really dicey. It's cool. I enjoy this deck a lot. It's like it's definitely a mid-range deck. It's a deck that's hard to counter. It's a deck that's hard to counter, has a lot of value, and it has carryover, has a lot of answers to stuff. Pretty strong, actually. I think this, like, I don't know, maybe we haven't played strong enough players or strong enough decks, but this deck feels like it could be high tier 2 at least, if not close to tier 1, because by definition tier 1 decks are really hard to counter. I think this deck is pretty hard to counter. Maybe we'll have more trouble if people tried to push us more in round 2. We're going first. We need another dwarf buff. We don't have a good dwarf to buff. Jesus. Got really greedy there with the mulligan, but our hand was really bad. The lack of people bleeding is shocking to me. Maybe people just forgot how to play against Filvandrel. I think we're going to start off with this. Make his Marauder really bad. Like, this puts no power on our board.
We've lived in isolation for too bloody long.
One of the next leaks, there's going to be a dev stream tomorrow, 8 p.m. CET. They've promised more leaks there. That'll be interesting to see. There's nothing worth locking in this matchup, right? I think we just lock that. It also moves it away, which makes Skirmisher worse. But I'm sure we'll get another Skirmisher target.
An ill wind blows.
Dev stream tomorrow's 8 p.m. CET.
Tomfoolery! Enough!
What do I want to thin out first? This plays for... Actually, you know what? I want to thin this out first. Because I could potentially Dwarven Agitator this. Then I would have actually a pretty good card to play in round 3. It would be a 10-point card. Right? A 10-point card that buffs Milva. And I think we'll be fine with a Dwarf Body in round 3. We just need to draw into one of Sheldon or Cleaver. We should be good. So now here's the danger. Do we pass now? Or do we try to get rid of one more bad card? He has 1 Bloodthirst. If I play Skirmisher... I play Skirmisher for 5, I'm up 7. He only needs 8 points to get ahead. He plays Kyrenex or Unicorn, then we're kind of sad. I really think I could squeeze it in, though. I think I want to try to squeeze it in. I might get punished for this. I feel like I haven't played enough bad cards, and then he'll probably try to push me. Like I could be in danger of getting bled in round 2, so I want to get rid of 1 additional bad card. Flaminica. What is this deck? I was not expecting that. I gotta pass now, though. He's getting... I mean, I could trade up with more removal, but... I don't want to waste my card. I don't want to waste my good card.
Told you it'd be worth it.
He forgot to switch off his seasonal deck? Maybe. Maybe he thought he was playing seasonal. Okay. Get rid of this for sure. And then I think Dragoon is worse than Hawker Healer. Hawker Healer at least can stop Bloodthirst. Weaver's good, gives us a good target to buff for Agitator. So from his first card, we'll try to determine if he's going to try to push us or not. If he is going to try to push us, then I don't know, maybe we need to play Milva. Alright, cool. Not going to push us. That's great.
Our brothers in the valleys need us.
What's the worst card in our deck? It's probably Volunteer. Well, it's definitely Volunteer. And then Dragoon. So I think this is better than Dragoon, so I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to play another card here. We don't have any other forms of carryover. But 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like at least a 7. What do I think about the seasonal event and the trees? I thought it was a pretty cool idea. I haven't really played that much of the seasonal event. I played it the first day on stream, and then I haven't played it since. I mean, it's always going to be a problem with these like Tavern Brawl-like modes, is that people are just going to solve them pretty quickly, and just like Lippy and Mill kind of dominate the meta. I don't want Caldwell. Caldwell's just really bad against Heim, and it's really bad against Professional. Get 2 more mulligans, right? So I could mulligan... I'm looking for Sheldon, and only Sheldon. It's not much worse. Or worse at all, actually. I need to play something other than Milva to open up because of Marauder. I think we place a Synthesis. So interesting thing here is We're gonna find out if Caldwell is better or worse than this Dwarven Skirmisher. I mulliganed away Caldwell, and it ended up with a Dwarven Skirmisher. The good thing we didn't play Milva.
Don't you fret about me. Can take care of myself.
Caldwell potentially was... Potentially 11 points. Plays badly into Ufadin, plays badly into...
Wilhelm, you're daft. Stop it.
Why isn't he pinging himself? He should have maybe pinged his own skull. Let's see there. Basically, it gets a value from Croc. We want to kill this, I guess. Beaver does 7 right now. Should we consider malaning the skulls? I don't think so. We take too much damage if we malane the skulls, and I don't think we actually stop his horn. The round is too long to remove all of his units for horn. Yeah, but I think the round is so long that he's not going to run out of bodies. I think it was worth it for him to ping himself. He discarded a Scald? So he has no more thinning unless he's playing Coral? Okay. I'm gonna take the Cleaver. Cleaver does 6 damage this turn. Next turn it's gonna do 5. So I might as well just do 5 now. Let's see if we outvalue Crockhorn. This is gonna end up being 5 points, right? No, 6 points. This is gonna end up being 6 points. 7 if you count the Milva. Caldwell is 11 points. So 4 points more than this. But we're gonna end up giving him 3 more points on Professional. So I guess Caldwell was still better.
We'll go at him together.
Because he's gonna have 6s to kill with Professional. And then versus Ufadin, that's 3 more points on Ufadin as well. So I think Caldwell ended up being 1 point better than Skirmisher. But we also had the chance of drawing into Sheldon Skaggs, which would have been much better than Skirmisher and much better than Caldwell. We need to get the volunteers out before he kills our Cleaver.
Ha ha! Leave it to us.
When was the last time you played Arena? Probably like 2 months ago. The last time I played Arena was before they fixed the starter card bug. Starter card and Thronebreaker card bug. It's probably the last time that I co-opt Arena with Mr. Max on stream. There's been a lot of stuff going on in Constructed. So, like... he's going for more Bloodthirst. Any chance he's playing Wild Boar of the Sea? He hasn't played a second bear, so I don't want to kill that. Huh. I think we just play Morin. There's nothing to lock.
They'll not leave here alive.
Monka S Scorch or Igni. Actually, that's really scary. Maybe that was not the best move. I mean, Crack can't play Scorch anymore. They don't have anything to line up. They don't have spears anymore to help them line up the Scorch. But still, this is probably an unnecessary risk for me to take. Alright, Ufadin comes out. Thank God, no Scorch.
Yes, Dwan.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this right now.
Scoia'tael!
Because I don't want to remove my possibly only good skirmisher target. We're gonna do that right now. I want to play Kyrenex on a turn that he doesn't have leader. So next turn. So that he can't leader plus Kyrenex my Kyrenex. Then I'll be able to unicorn for 12.
For Heimdall!
Oh, and the Donar comes out perfect. This is great. This is great for me. We get the full value Kyrenex target. He probably can't kill this because he doesn't have leader ping. And then we can kill his Kyrenex with Mullane. He could Kyrenex right now and threaten to kill it next turn. That's interesting. You really like the Arena plays before Homecoming? Yeah, I think Arena is still good. I just like haven't gotten around to playing it because there's just so much to do in Constructed. But I definitely think that at some point we're gonna get a little bit bored of Constructed, or the meta's gonna get stale at some point, and then we're gonna explore some more Arena. Scorch lost the flexibility but gained surprise factor, yeah. Alright, so what's the plan here, guys? I have to unicorn this turn, or my Kyrenex is dying to his Crack next turn. But if I unicorn, I can't stop his unicorn. But I think we still take our unicorn, because we have the unicorn. He might not have the unicorn. He has 5 cards left in his deck. I'm just going to boost the immune unit so that he doesn't get the professional value anywhere. Alright, he has it. But I think we win. We're up 10 points here. We've got 10 from Mullane. Like, even if he has Horn, we win, right?
Some things cannot be forgiven.
We're up 20. Easy. Nothing beats us here. Not a Yrden, not a Scorch, not an Igni. Look at that, guys. So, is Filvandrel tier 1?